Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning with me, Brigand Hall. So last episode we had gotten a reward. I don't remember for which quest, but I thought it was a staff. Turns out it was a talisman. Fury. The Virga believe there is no stronger barrier than a sea at storm. This talisman channels the energy of a stormy sea into a shape that protects the wielder from every harm. Yeah, because it kind of looks like a staff. Because there's that I don't know, point coming off the bottom right of the shield. I thought it was a handle. Anyway, let's steal the Requiem of a dream.
Marvellous! You stole the Requiem! What's the dreaded pirate to do now without his ship? Our passage from the island is secure. That is, if you're interested in leaving. And if you stay, I stay.
Can we leave the island?
You know how I feel, but to remind you, I hate this place. I wish it would sink into the sea forever. Needless to say, I'm eager to leave, but I won't abandon you. Anytime you wish to return to Rathir, I'll take you. But until then, I'm staying right here.
Okay, thanks for the loyalty.
Do not thank me. We stand together, you and I. We started this journey as companions, but the fires of adversity have made us something more. Friends. And I don't let my friends down. Well, not counting that time with Geraint. He died. Now go. Find the turncoat. If dead Cal means to disrupt the village's ceremony, he will do so soon.
Okay, I do not want to sail. Let me double check. Oh, hey. Oh, this is what I want to try with her. I'll get caught doing it. Let's see if I could steal that, a staff off of her.
It's time to go. I have waited years for this moment.
I'm glad you're settling in. It'll take me a while, I'm afraid. Too many strange occurrences on this island.
He's the blacksmith, right? Yeah.
I'll be here.
Whoops. I'm glad you had to turn on friendly fire.
The offering nears. Everyone's in an uproar about... the offering. I choose to say thank you much.
Okay. We have our direction. Is this quest available now? Return to Patty. Oh, let's do that real fast. Then we'll worry about the main quest. So I'm more concerned about me and mine than I am about theirs.
Not a bad haul, but not a great one either. There's more wrecks to search when you're ready to send me.
Okay.
Do you see one you'd like me to salvage?
I guess the Almain Sojourner?
No one goes to settle anywhere without building materials. Maybe I'll find a whole cache of them on board. See you tomorrow. Be wary.
I feel more intelligent just building this library.
That's how it works. I have what you requested.
What do you have here? I'll start work right now.
How goes the restoration?
The library is still not finished. Ask me again later.
Okay, we're gonna do some fast traveling until he's done with that. Yeah, we'll fast travel over here. Just killing time. Because I don't think there's anywhere for us to sleep on the island. Otherwise I would just go and crash somewhere until it was done. But the game doesn't want you to do that. It wants you to just fast travel between all these locations instead. Actually, oh wait, I bet you there's a bed in Gravehal Keep.
Good to see. I salvaged what I could from the ship. I'm ready to go out again whenever you want. Let me know if any of these are worth salvaging.
I guess Lyria's Ark.
They sometimes send these ships out to establish new missions, so it's possible there's some building materials on board. I'll only be a day. Be wary.
It's done, my liege. Be sure to have a look around. I am certain you'll be impressed. Incidentally, I've taken the liberty of inviting a recent castaway, a Deirdre Gwent, to serve the keep as your librarian and linguist. You should speak to her in the library.
I don't remember that, the NPC. Library.
It is a perfect place to display and preserve the ancient books I found in the keep, and any we find as we explore the island. Gravehall could become a center for learning and for the translation of strange and ancient tongues.
And what should we restore next?
We've built out, yes, but now it's time to build up. In my dream, the keep was much taller than it is now, and the debris does suggest that there was once a second floor above the throne room with an art gallery. I'll just need you to get me the following materials: 4 bundles of beachstone, 3 bundles of emberwood, 2 bundles of sailcloth, and 3 bundles of sea steel.
Okay, what do your books say? Alright, I guess we start with this one. An art gallery.
I'm not sure that the De Verga are much into art, but it was in my dream that the second floor was an art gallery.
Okay, tell me more about the dream.
My dream sheds no light on how the second floor was used. I recall flashes of gold and other bright colors, but I don't know what to make of that. I suppose I'll just build it and see what inspiration occurs.
What do your books say?
The books mention the construction of a second floor, but nothing about how it was used. Perhaps it was just there to make the keep taller and more impressive, so I'm all for that.
Okay, I'll get what you need.
Great. Zephwin told me some locations you should be able to find the materials I need. I'll get to work as soon as you're back.
How goes the restoration?
I will begin construction once we've found the proper materials, one thing at a time. Goodbye.
Okay. I don't remember if we maxed out the wolf or not, but I have meat now. So all of them should be maxed out. Cool. I do feel really bad that I can't share just how pretty this game is with you guys because I'm not cool enough to get the good encoder on YouTube. So there's always a quality drop off. Just know that it is on my mind, but it is out of my hands. Oh, hello there.
Archsage, this island is quite fascinating. All the magic swirling about.
Library.
Deirdre is quite useful to have around. She's even helped me translate an ancient book on spellbinding.
Okay, a dead Kel's ship.
Thank goodness you got us transportation. I think I may try to steal some time with it to visit some nearby islands. A pleasure.
Welcome to the Gravehal Keep library. It's everything I hoped it would be and more. I've only barely arrived and I feel myself again.
Yeah, I don't remember her speaking to her. Yeah, we haven't spoken to her before. A library.
It's already a fine collection of lost books thanks to Paddy's diligent searching. I hope you will add to it if you discover books around the island.
Okay, Deirdre Gwent.
Even from a young age, I loved languages. I grew up in a town with Alfar, humans, and even a gnome. Made it easy to pick up their native tongues.
Cape Solace.
I didn't know what I was going to do down there without something to read.
Anything you can do for me.
I've been doing some thinking, and I have an idea to build our collection and use my extensive linguistic skill. During my short time here, I found a few books written in ancient languages. I suspect there are more like them on the island, waiting to be found. Should you find any more such books, please bring them to me, and I will gladly translate them for you.
Okay, well I have a handful. What's your background?
I can speak half a dozen languages, and I can read twice that. If there's a book I can't translate, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, how did you find those books?
My first days on the island were stressful, so I spent my time exploring as far from the camp as I safely could. On one of these walks, I found an astonishingly old book in a language I didn't know. Translating this book helped me to engage my mind, and I think kept me sane. I soon found another such book, and another. I was still miserable, but I was busy and thinking.
Alright, let's begin.
I love translating books. Just bring them to me when you find them.
I have
It shouldn't take me more than a day to translate anything.
like 4 or 5. Can you translate this?
I will need a day to translate this. Check back tomorrow.
How goes the translation?
Reading ancient Alfar, you can see the common roots of what the Dark Alfar and Low Alfar speak today. Just a little more time, please. Take
Okay.
care.
Well, cool. We can test out, see if we can sleep in our keep, and also... Darn it, there's something else I wanted to do. Let's peek inside the armory, see if there's any more new NPCs. Nope, this place is empty. Yeah, he's new. Alright, a couple of new NPCs. Priestess Jacinda, or Jacinda.
Oh, may Lyria bless you, my liege, for saving us from that crude village. I was beginning to despair after being greeted by that heretic who rules it. When Patrick found me and told me of your keep, I moved here immediately.
Alright, shipwreck.
I was sleeping in my cabin when the ship lurched suddenly. The sailors were all exclaiming that something had hit us and that it was a calamity. The ship drifted for days before it finally broke in two. I do not know how I was able to swim so far.
Priestess Jacinda.
I am unused to surroundings such as these. Perhaps you could hire a maid. I have not had to change linens myself since I was a child.
Healing.
I guarantee you that after you receive my healing touch, you will forget all about your troubles. Oh, don't fall for this Akara business.
Don't be shy.
Callum Toomey.
Well, I'll be. It's nice to see a fellow traveler running the show. Patty's been so kind to take me in after my ship wrecked. Don't worry, though. I'm putting myself to use. I sell things, and buy them too. No questions asked.
His voice doesn't really match his face. Okay, so he sells... I think we need one more merchant. Because I think the other merchant sells a unique sorcery set, and he sells a unique finesse set. So there should be one more unique set, right? If they wanted to cover all the attribute, all 3 different builds. See, crafted from the strong armored carapace of the Scav, this waterproof jacket and cuirass can blend seamlessly into island wetlands. It was created by a castaway who survived the deadly wilds of Gallows End by learning to become one with the island.
Thanks for stopping by.
Alright, let us go see if we can sleep in our bed. I want to translate all the books, at least, that I have. Oh, perfect. It's not that weight up. Okay. I think we have 4 books, so we have 4 days to waste.
see. I'm ready to go out again whenever you want. Do you see one you'd like me to salvage?
Do the arcane carrick, I guess.
Hopefully it will have some shards or gems we can use in our weapons or armor. See you tomorrow. Be careful.
Speaking of weapons, let's see, I don't need this, or this. So I wanted to check and see if I had... Yes, we have the northern coast. Didn't I find all pieces of the... No, I still need one more piece for Scuttle Beach. Alright, one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Oh, hi. This translation was a fun read. I once dated a peregrine, but probably not the same person. This book is hundreds of years old. Let me know when you find something else for me to translate.
Okay, let's
This will
see.
give me something to do tonight. I should be finished translating it tomorrow. See you.
Alright, so she gave me the Bashful Peregrine. A tale of a young mage apprentice. Oh, it's pretty lengthy. Alright. Well, if they're unique, we may as well give them a shot. Hear ye this tale of young Peregrine, the apprentice, and how oft times good things ensue through hard, diligent work. They can likewise come from being at the wrong place at the right time. Since he was a small boy, Peregrine admired the mages of the Order of Fireroll, and desired nothing in the world more than to join them. So it was, once he came of age, that he was apprenticed to Torin Frostbreaker. After a few lessons, Peregrine's mentor put a box before him and challenged him to open it. Peregrine puzzled over the plain-looking box. Its innocent appearance betrayed no clue of the wards that sealed it. So he tried every counter ward he knew. After a time, Torin Frostbreaker asked, "Are you finished?" "I am," Peregrine said. "Have you any mana reserve left, or did you spend it all on this most tricky box?" "I have none left, my master," the apprentice replied. "Then I am a Barghest, come upon you, and you are dead because you failed to think. Sometimes a box is just a box, and precious magic is better saved for the monster in the darkness. Hope the rest of your training is not as trying as this." In his second week, Frostbreaker led Peregrine to a nearby cave and bid him enter it. Not wishing to repeat the mistake of the box, Peregrine decided to simply walk into the cave. He was turned back with great violence, landing several yards away, coughing blood. "A foolish boy. I bring you to a warded cave, and you stroll into it without even the slightest use of magic. As if you grow worse with time rather than better. Now, let's remove whatever curse your haste has given you." In his third week, Peregrine began to despair of ever becoming a mage, but was obliged to accompany Torin to a nearby healer's cottage. Torin retired to the master healer's chamber, and Peregrine was left alone with one of her assistants. The assistant was quite beautiful, and would smile warmly at Peregrine whenever he dared look upon her. She approached the young apprentice, touched him gently, and slowly brought her face to his as if to deliver a kiss. Peregrine, as bashful as he was young, flushed and fled the healer's cottage. After a few hours, the man began to wonder after his master. When he made to return to the cottage, he found the door warded. For this he was prepared, and he dispelled it with ease. If only Master Frostbreaker could have seen that, he thought. He was less prepared for what lay beyond the door. His master, naked and magically chained to the wall. The healer and her assistant naked as well, and asleep at his feet. "I come, help me, boy," barked Torin. "These are not healers at all, but witches. They poisoned me and cast wards that bind me to this wall. As I can tolerate most poisons, I remained alert enough to cast a sleep spell upon them. Now free me." These wards were of a more difficult sort, but Peregrine was able to dispel them as well. His master was pleased. "Master, how did the witches manage to poison you?" Suffice to say, a healer's kiss is likely not what you think it to be. We shall never speak of this again." Peregrine was too embarrassed to respond, and preceded his master out of the cottage. Torin eyed his apprentice warily, mistaking the boy's bashfulness for cunning. "I suppose you have passed enough tests. When we get back to Fairwell, I will personally see that you are made a mage by fortnight's end." And thus did the bashful Peregrine become the youngest Fairwelly mage any could remember. Well, good job, Peregrine. Good job indeed. Oh, come on. So I don't actually know if running in here and sleeping is faster than just fast traveling to a couple locations. It's a fast forward a day. I think so, because this is what, 2 loading screens, 3 loading screens. If I fast traveled, it'd be like 2, 3, 4. So it's less loading screens at least.
There was a survivor on the ship, Bertrand Sesnick, a gnome.
Hey!
He says he knows a lot about alchemy. Be sure to welcome him to the keep. I'm ready to be sent out again anytime.
Okay, let's
Please,
see.
if any of them seem worthwhile, let me know.
I guess do the Divergen Raider.
De Vergo need good blacksmithing equipment to set up their keeps, so there's a good chance we'll find some on board. I'll be back tomorrow. Be careful.
Alright, let's talk to our new NPC.
Hi there. You must be the one Zephyr was telling me about. Good tidings to you. Don't worry, I won't be a burden. I'm a skilled alchemist. For a small fee, I'll gladly pass that knowledge along.
Oh, he's a trainer. A shipwreck.
I was traveling to Rathir from Odessa. I got on a boat. You know the rest.
Okay, Bertrand Sesnick.
I run a modest alchemical mentoring service in Odessa. I was on my way to meet some family friends in Rathir when all this happened.
Alright, Alchemy.
It's important knowledge, especially for a leader like yourself. You never know when a potion will come in handy. Don't travel without a potion.
Alright, on to the next book.
Translating ancient texts is a breeze for me. Silly men always think they're so smart. The moral? Be careful what you bargain for. Let me know when you have another one for me to look at. I will need to check back tomorrow. Take care.
Okay, so she gave us the Ringmaker. Here we go. The Ringmaker. There once was a ringmaker of Glimwood named Olium Toll. Though skilled at the making of fine jewelry, he lacked knowledge of the art of spellbinding. Men from around the world had always come to Toll's shop to buy the prettiest rings to please their wives and lovers, but business had been poor of late. Jeweled rings had come into fashion, and his clients went elsewhere for their trinkets of love. Olium knew little of spellbinding, but decided he had little choice but follow fashion wherever it led. He began with small red and blue gems, which, as any spellbinding novice knows, are the most benign of jewels. Flushed with success, he sought more exotic gems, and one day found himself in possession of a stock of green jewels. Ignorant to their ill effect on the wearer, Olium melted them into rings. The effect, however, was small. A few were sickened, fewer still seriously. When, however, he chose to add striking purple shards to his designs, the wearers were not stricken ill, they died. It took little time to guess at the cause of these deaths, and an armed party soon arrived to confront the ringmaker. Olium fell to his knees and swore that his rings were not to blame, so the leaders of his own village had him locked away for safekeeping until the charges could be proven. A mage arrived to inspect the ring. There was no doubt in his learned mind. The town warden condemned the ringmaker to death by the means of his victim's choosing, as was custom. The husbands of the dead women selected one of Olium's own rings as the instrument of execution, and he died painfully and loudly within days. Let the folly of Olium and his desire for glory and profit serve as lesson to those who would trifle with the magic of gems. I use green and purple gems too. I think those are two of the more common gems that I find. Hope I'm not killing myself by collecting those. Some sort of gem radiation. So I think we only have 2 more books to translate. Also, let me drop some of my unique stuff off here. So not what I was expecting to do this episode, but making progress in some areas.
Not a bad haul, but not a great one either. There's more wrecks to search when you're ready to send me.
Okay.
Let me know if any of these are worth salvaging.
I guess the Alfar warship.
The army does employ mages, so we might find some of their equipment on board. Well, I'm off. See you tomorrow. Be careful.
It's coming along nicely, don't you think?
Have what you requested.
And what do we have here? I see. That should be everything.
All right, here's a
Return
restoration.
shortly. Such work takes only as long as it takes. Soon.
All right. Oh,
I can't wait to be finished.
second floor.
What I have planned for the second floor will make a perfect art gallery. Or perhaps it's because I found a small stash of paintings and there's nowhere else for them to go. Goodbye.
There's a lot going on this island. Like, salvage only goes so far.
Oh, hi. Sorry if this translation is a bit damp. This journal was so sad. I was crying all night thinking about it. Anyway, I await your next find. And just when I thought things were getting boring, it shouldn't take me more than a day to translate. Take care.
Bloody journal. A young girl's journal. First entry. Today a new boy moved to town by the name of Fenvar. His father is the new village blacksmith. Second entry. I think Fenvar noticed me today. He smiled, but I lacked the courage to smile back. A third entry. I waited outside the blacksmith's shop all evening, waiting for Fenvar to emerge. When he saw me, he said hello. Fourth entry. I finally mustered the courage to introduce myself to Fenvar. He told me my hair was pretty. Fifth entry. Fenvar walked me home tonight. We held hands the whole way. Sixth entry. Fenvar took me on a picnic today. We kissed for the first time. Seventh entry. Fenvar and I have been courting for a month. I think it's time to tell Mother. Eighth entry. We did something bad today. Fenvar and I snuck off to the fields and made love. When we came home, we found the entire village slaughtered. Could this be our fault? Punishment for our crime? A ninth entry. Fenvar comforted me, assured me we were not to blame. He held me all night, but I fear whatever attacked the village will return. A 10th entry. I found a note today in the mayor's house. It said the Tirgash are upon us. We must leave here now. The rest of the journal was saturated with dried blood. And it wasn't that sad. They just... okay. Wasn't some woeful tale. A village got slaughtered. You know, standard fantasy stuff. I don't know what the Tirgash are. It's not something we've run across in the game, I don't think. Wonder if it's like a group of people. But the gallery only took a day to do, instead of 3. Huh, alright, we're knocking out upgrades left and right.
I salvaged what I could from the ship. I'm ready to go out again whenever you want.
Get a lot of Prismere gear, so if I wanted to ever go back to
Let me know
Prismere,
if
I
any of
could.
These are worth salvaging.
Divergen Raider.
The Diverger are clever sage crafters. Maybe we'll find some gems on board. I'll go check the wreck myself. Be back in a day. Be careful.
I think he's the most useful NPC in the keep.
Busy, busy, busy.
How goes the restoration?
My suspicions were confirmed. This second floor was once a grand gallery. I can only imagine the treasures it held. We will need someone to appraise this space. An artist. I believe one arrived not too long ago. A painter named Benwick Atham. A man like that will be curious, imaginative, and passionate. He will come. Trust me.
Okay, Benwick Atham.
That fellow is not suited to island life, but you can't deny his gift for painting.
Well, how goes the restoration?
My suspicions were confirmed. If you want an expert to assess the space, I'd...
Alright, so he's down in Cape Solace.
Oh, hi. I actually translated this one twice. I accidentally forgot about the first time. I didn't realize how hard sea steel was to come by. No wonder it's so prized. When you find another old book, just let me know.
What do you need?
If you find any old texts that you can't read, bring them to me, and I'll translate them for you.
Alright, cool. We're all caught up.
Take care.
Fantastic. We'll need that, and armor. Alright, next book. Let's see. I can't get rid of these. They're not junk. Alright, the virtues of sea steel. Sea steel is an enchanted metal that is prized for its utilitarian qualities, high tensile strength, and light weight. Obsidian Isle is the only place where sea steel is known to be found. Even then, sea steel can only be found in limited quantities, and only appears once a year upon the Obsidian Isle shores. As storms from a neighboring atoll precede the tide of sea steel's arrival, which washes up in nuggets on the isle's beaches and is collected by hand. In its natural state, sea steel appears as dull gray blobs, much like molten wax that has been dropped in cold water. Sea steel's buoyancy is one of its most interesting qualities. While the buoyancy of the metal diminishes once it has been refined, it remains strong and very light. It is also resistant to corrosion, polishes to a mere shine, and never tarnishes, making it desirable for nautical uses. On the first Virgo to settle on Obsidian Isle, marveled at sea steel and learned to craft weapons and other tools from it. They saw it as one of the sea gifts to their race, and would rarely export it beyond the isle's shores. So valued was sea steel that it was prized more than gold, and greedily hoarded by the Foundry Guild in Emberdeep. The Deverga never speak of sea steel to outsiders, for fear that other kingdoms would try to steal it from them. That's a neat little bit of lore. It's a shame that all the sea steel we're collecting, we can't use that to like forge a set of armor or something. Because that would be pretty neat.
Oh, hello. Have you come to be cross with me too? I'm trying to pitch in.
How you doing fine, man? Patrick Dower.
Is that the gnome I've seen walking the high scaffolds of Gravehal Keep?
Gravehal Keep.
I couldn't help but be curious, so I had a look at what you're building. If you don't mind my saying, it looks very much like the Deverga Portrait Gallery in Emberdeep. I told the gnome about it, and he seemed surprised and pleased. Strange little fellow.
Cape Solace.
I've asked Alder to find me some non-physical labor to do. I may have stopped listening, or perhaps just wandered off. I can't be sure. He does go on, doesn't he? Since I arrived, everyone keeps asking me to work and hunt or fish. These are not my gifts.
Okay. Benwick Atham.
My muse summoned me at a very young age to keep my hands supple for painting. I asked Alder to find me some non-physical labor to do. He started talking about pitching in and helping, and I may have stopped listening.
Come to Gravehal Keep.
I would be most honored. I shall call upon you and pledge myself to your service as fast as my feet can carry me. I cannot get off this beach quickly enough. Bye.
Well, I didn't even have to convince him. I just had to ask him. They have to twist his arm.
You cannot hide your amazement. Truly, your facade is a weak one, my liege. But still, I appreciate the effort. I was thrilled to hear that Mr. Atham will be joining us as the Keep's artist. You will find him in the gallery, searching for inspiration.
Akara.
I find it curious that our Keep's every need seems to be filled at just the right moment. An artist and a linguist arrive on our beach just as we build a library and a gallery? Preposterous, right? I fear I'm starting to agree with one thing Alder says. Akara brings to the island those who need to be here.
Art gallery.
Though I had no idea I was building an art gallery, I dare say I may have created the world's finest purely by accident.
What should we restore next?
There's one last thing to build. Your keep is tall, but, yes, not tall enough. My dream has shown me a tower so tall and so majestic that ships will see it from miles around. You could not be overlooked. For this, I will need 3 bundles of beach stone, 4 bundles of bear hide, 3 bundles of ember wood, and 3 bundles of sea steel.
Okay, why a tower?
It occurs to me that this tower may have some special purpose for us, but I need to make some inquiries.
Okay, tell me more about the dream.
My dream offers no insight about the tower, but fills me with awe at its majesty.
Okay, what do your books say?
Nothing in the runes suggests what function the tower served, but I don't think it matters. This last crowning jewel to your keep should be something new, something entirely out of our own inspiration. Something has guided us so far. Fate, Akara, I don't know. I say we trust in whatever it is to lead us to the end of the journey.
Okay, I'll get what you need.
Okay. Once again, I've had Zephwin provide me with locations on your map where you might find the materials. I can't wait to get started on this project.
Me neither. Gravehal Tower.
Come back when you found everything. Every scrap helps.
Gravehal Tower.
Now that we can leave the island as we please, I propose we use the tower to lure Cape Solace's most prodigious and brilliant soul. The tower shall be our embassy, and Myfa Ronwyn should be our envoy, carrying your words to the world and bringing prosperity to Gallows End.
Sounds good to me.
Bye.
Alright, let's go check out the second floor of our keep. Oh, these are really close by. Let's check out the, pick all these weeds real fast. Don't want my keep looking like rubbish. Then we'll gather those materials and we'll finish the last upgrade for the keep. That'll be our goal for this episode.
What can I do for you?
Cape Solace.
I wasn't doing anyone any good there. I need to be where there's beauty.
Art gallery.
Nothing is more exciting to an artist as a massive room of blank, flat walls. Ah, how I shall fill them!
Alright,
Take
sounds
care.
good to me. Let's go collect all these materials and perfect our keep. Not at all what I intended to do this episode, but you know what? It's hard to let the game direct where you go. Just follow the flow of the game. Speaking of which, I haven't even swung this weapon yet. Sweet. That's all we needed? Cool. Didn't have to go back. They didn't have to go to the third location.
This tower is a challenge, but I've never had so much fun.
Well, I'm glad. Glad to hear it. Have what you need.
I'm impressed. Not everyone can find such value in simple salvage, but you've managed to get everything we need. I never doubted you.
Alright, how goes the restoration?
Up we go, but there's still some work to be done. Visit me in a bit.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Good to see you. I salvaged what I could from the ship. I'm ready to go out again whenever you want. Please, if any of them seem worthwhile, let me know.
Warsworn Galley.
The Warsworn are known for their blacksmiths. Perhaps there will be some blacksmithing equipment on board. I'll be back tomorrow. Be wary.
Alright. Oh, now he has a quest for me. Fantastic.
It's quite a beautiful day.
Right, tell me about your art.
Paddy found a bunch of old paintings during his last construction. They're all fairly damaged, but I believe I can restore them using some magical paints. However, I will need you to go kill some monsters for me.
I'm good at that. Why kill monsters?
You see, my magical paint soaks up the essence of beasts when they die. Not only will that make it possible for me to restore the paintings, but the paintings will take on magical properties.
It's a pretty morbid way to paint, having to kill stuff in order to... Okay, well, whatever. What magical paints?
A little something given to me by a gnome scholar. They capture the essence of beasts when they're killed nearby. The gnomes said they were still experimental, but they seem to work fine.
Okay, let's begin.
Okay, this first painting appears to be some kind of cave. It should be interesting to see how it turns out.
So
For this one, you'll need to kill some mergen and scavs. Bring the vials of paint back to me once they've changed color.
Okay, and how do I get the paint?
You need to tint the vials I've given you by killing certain corresponding monsters. Bring the vials back to me once they've changed color.
Okay, I'm not going to actively pursue this, probably until the end. So we'll run across most of these monsters as we go. I wonder if there's going to be an infinite amount of that, or if it's going to be a finite. Because he said each one has... The paintings have magical properties. I wonder if they give me unique buffs, like the Beast Pen does.
Not a bad. There's more wrecks to search when you're ready to. Please, if any of them seem worthwhile, let me know.
Right, now Miss Trireme.
They might have some robes or staffs in their hold. I'll go find.
Wait, what did he just give me? Fist of Krios. Oh, look at that, it's better. Oh, that looks cool too. Charge of 54 physical damage, plus 25% stun duration, and plus 10% chance to stun, which is perfect because I get a lot of damage off of stunning. I hardly used the spine, but I'm glad I did go to that beach and, used it once. With this weapon, Krios freed his people and established the Colossi as a separate nation. It is patterned after the mythical Titan's warhammers. So I wonder if this is unique to the Dead Kell expansion, or because I never found it when I played through the Teeth of Naros, I was able to get it when he went and looted his ship. Like, it was randomly generated elsewhere in the world besides in the Teeth of Naros. Regardless, that looks really cool.
Wary.
I am very happy with this. Alright.
Hi.
Hi. How goes the restoration?
This last edition will please you more than the others. It will secure your role as a player in political affairs. Now that it's nearly done, the time is right to ask Myfa Ronwyn to serve as your envoy. There is no one better qualified, and no one who could better represent your interests.
Alright, how goes the restoration?
This last edition with
Okay, I've
the
already
time is
said
right.
that. Well, let's go recruit the last NPC to our keep. So yeah, it's definitely worth keeping Zephwood out and about salvaging ships, especially if you can find equipment like that.
Now that we have a ship to go with your keep, you may need someone to speak for you abroad.
Embassy.
Now that Paddy suggested, the tower would make a most impressive embassy. If you had not yet found a suitable envoy, I'd be grateful for the chance to prove myself.
Okay, come to Gravehal Keep.
Paddy said he was hard at work and would send for me when the time was right. I have spent my life extending the hand of friendship across the kingdom. I'd be honored to be Gravehal's envoy to the world. I'll wrap up my affairs and join you there shortly.
Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. So where is the tower at? It's just attached to my main keep. It's all over there. Alright, let's go check that out real fast, then we'll talk to Paddy. One thing at a time. And there's also a chest up here that I'm interested in looting. A record of petitions. Petitions heard before Lord Gravehall. Here by order of Ansgar Solsvard, second Lord of Gravehall, listed the hearing of petitions. Starg Njolf was first before the throne, humbly asking his lordship to dispatch an annoying nest of Isle Verilins, indigenous pests. The scabs, he claims, have repeatedly overrun his crops, and even carried off some of the smaller livestock. His lordship pledged upon the throne to crack those shells upon mine own knee and drink whatever evil pours forth from within to rid you of their pestilence. The hearing of petitions was interrupted by the arrival of a trio of candidates sent by Emberdeep for his lordship's approval. During the gathering of the small council, 1 month past, Lord Gravehall ordered the gallery, illegible, with the finest illegible, and sent orders to the Obsidian? Yeah, to the Obsidian Isles to find one fit for the task. Lady Gravehall continues to implore his lordship to put the room above the Great Hall to more practical use, but he was as ever unmoved. Last before his lordship, a self-styled poet recently arrived on the orders of the council in Emberdeep. He presented the council's edict that Isle Verilin be celebrated in flattering verse, designed to appeal to the lower class and merchant classes to enthrall them into settling upon our new Divergan realm. Lord Gravehall had little patience for the soft-handed messenger, but granted him hospitality for 2 months' time to scribble whatever gruel his Obsidian Island patrons desired. His lordship further recommended that Emberdeep consider burning the ships of these settlers upon their arrival, lest they attempt to return upon seeing the truth gilded by the poet's stories. All further business to concern the night's wedding feast. Hence Lord Gravehall left these matters in the able hands of Lady Gravehall. As this business concerns not matters of the realm, they need not be recorded here. Okay, we just jump out the tower. Is what's-her-face not here? Oh, she's down there. Alright, I don't like the loading screen when we jump down, but whatever. Let's go talk to Mifa, then Paddy, and that'll do it for the episode, I think.
Greetings and salutations.
Me for Ronwin.
Perhaps, in my service to Gravehal, I can atone for my failings and bring the peace that eluded me. My gifts failed me, however, when the first sparks of the Crystal War ignited. Perhaps nothing could have stopped it, but I still feel culpable. When great powers speak to each other, it has often been with my own voice. I have a way of getting people to ask for what they really want and accept what I am offering.
I think that we've already listened to that. Alright, Renlock?
Renlock is a Loselfar town in the bitter cold of Icebrine Coast.
Okay, why do we bring that up? Fort Alghorn.
Fort Alghorn is a Varani trading post in Dregshaw.
Should I be sending her to these places? Emberdeep.
Emberdeep is a Diverga city on the Obsidian Isle.
Okay, Embassy.
I expect you will keep me quite busy speaking to our neighbors abroad, so I won't be spending much time in this embassy. But I assure you, it's the most dignified and impressive I have ever seen, and I've seen them all.
Okay, Cape Solace.
Being the diplomatic sort, I'll just say I am much happier here.
Fantastic. Alright, Patty, let's talk.
What do you think, my liege? Nothing has ever reached so high to the heavens. And have you heard? My Ronwin from Cape Solace has decided to serve as the keep's envoy to foreign lands.
Yeah, the one that got her.
If you require her services, she can be found in the embassy.
Alright, Gravehal Restoration.
Living down on the beach, I never really believed I'd someday live behind these walls. And it was beyond the most absurd imaginings to think that I'd be able to restore this magnificent keep. I cannot begin to thank you enough.
It was a team effort. Akara.
Never thought I'd say it, but I truly believe we have Akara to thank for this keep. I'm not about to volunteer to be the scion, but I'd have to be a fool to deny the truth. You, the dream, the key, the castaways, all of it, just when we needed it. I hope you don't mind. As a gesture of my gratitude, I planted the seed of a mighty tree in the courtyard in honor of Akara's help. It was the least I could do, I think.
Okay, how do I rule Gravehal Keep?
My liege, now that your throne room is prepared, you have an opportunity to truly help your people. We will let it be known that whenever you sit upon your throne, you will hear petitions from anyone who comes before you. You may render judgment or offer help as you see fit, and your people will show their gratitude. Goodbye.
Okay. Let's see what she wants first.
Greetings, Master of Gravehal.
I'm interested in diplomacy.
I'm humbled to serve Gravehal Keep as its envoy to the world. Thank you for honoring me so. Without further ado, let's begin. By your command, I can embark on diplomatic missions to our closest neighbors across the sea. Shall we begin?
I guess, yeah. Where can you go?
Our three closest neighbors are the Diverga of the Obsidian Isles to the northwest, the Varani of Dregshaw to the southeast, and the Loselfar of the Icebrine Coast to the southwest. You may dispatch me to their capital cities, Emberdeep, Fort Alghorn, or Renlock.
Okay, how does this work?
Once you've given me my mission, I will depart immediately to deliver whatever message or gesture you see fit. I will be away for as long as it takes to complete my mission. Upon my return, I shall await you here to report the result.
Okay, what can you do?
With friendly neighbors, I can offer tribute, propose trade, collect gifts, or forge an alliance. With hostile powers, I can declare war, stage raids of goods, or collect spoils of war. I am skilled at espionage as well. You may entrust me to perform all manner of clandestine tasks.
Okay, let's begin.
With whom should we engage in diplomacy?
Let's start with the Fort Alghorn.
The Varani are a loose collection of traders. Beyond commerce, Fort Alghorn would just as well have nothing to do with the rest of the world. What kind of diplomatic mission would you like me to conduct with them?
Make an alliance. Or trade, because they're concerned with commerce. Yeah, let's do trade.
How big a trade would you like me to make?
Super big. A lot.
Excellent. This should improve relations between us. I'll be back tomorrow.
Good luck on your mission.
I'm on my way out now. I shall see you soon with, I pray, good news. Nice seeing you.
Alright. I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we will mess with the petitions. We'll see how her missions go. Then we'll see if we can continue with the main quest here. I wish some of these would not be here forever under the faction quests. It's kind of in the way. Well, where's Soul Deep Fasting at anyway? Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, we'll deal with this next time. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.